Greetings. Welcome to Little Discovery Corner. I think I'll try an other person reading today. As I was getting ready for this, I saw in my mind's eye, it was like a bunch of diamonds circling like in front of me, slightly above, and it was like two rings of diamonds. And they kind of slowly pulled together to form two actual rings, the shape of two actual rings. And I thought at first, couples, marriage, rings, but then they kind of blended together, and they were kind of big for rings. And then I started to think maybe it's a crown. They kind of became two intertwined rings, circlets that would be like a crown lined with diamonds. And what I heard was, so this is like a crown, and what I heard was, I asked Spirit, what is the status of the Divine Feminine Collective for the information knowledge of to relay to the Divine Masculine Collective. And what I heard was, she is risen. Now this male or female, whoever this resonates for whoever's on your mind, when you click on this reading, that's who you should be this should be resonating towards. And take it all as it resonates. Don't force things to fit if they don't make sense to you and your situation. But what I'm getting is that this person has ascended. They've healed, and they're like in their divine empress status. It's the crown, right? That I'm seeing. Crown of diamonds, and the diamonds is like purity of thought, purity of intuition, purity of intent. And so they're just kind of come into their power. They come into their own. Right. I'm just going to keep splitting the deck because I'm one-handed. King of Summer. And yeah, with the two rings blending together into one crown, I got the impression that this person has balanced out their feminine and masculine sides for a new sense of foundation, personal foundation. All right, they could be in a new connection of some sort, possibly romantic. And this could also just mean, and if you know that they're not, this could just mean that they've balanced out their feminine, masculine sides within themselves. And that takes a lot of healing work to do, addressing your inner wounds and how it affects your patterns and behaviors in life. Yeah, they walked through, their inner child had to go through an emotional winter, right? But they had their guardian. They trusted that their spirit guardians were watching over them to make it through what they call the dark night of the soul, right? And that is the inner work of examining your inner psyche, your patterns, your habits, your behaviors, what wounds in your past could be causing you to self-sabotage and self-sacrifice, cling to unhealthy connections. And they pass through the winter with the help of their spirit guide and to come into a new place of self-assured, self-built abundance. Yeah, Nine of Autumn, Nine of Summer. It's like peak joy, peak this is like Nine of Cups, just like a very happy place. Look at this. It's like the diamonds, rings of diamonds I was seeing, right? Five of Summer. Yeah. It's like their inner child went through a cold winter, after having to mourn something, lose something that was important to them. This came, and it could have been this King of Pentacles, who may have put them in a third-party situation, and they were guided to move away from it. Okay. Yeah, this deck splitting without shuffling is actually working out okay. I think next I'll go with what's the tea. Let's do this. This could be, this King of Summer could, if it's not a new significant other, like some sort of partner, then it could be just them, this feminine having balanced out their masculine side and come into like, yeah, a mature sense of self-worth and self-direction. Okay, I'll just pick one like this. Happiness hater. That could have been a third party. Sabotaging this connection, right? Which had good vibes. They were into you. You're giving, very giving, nurturing, whether it was money or energy. Just could have been just loving, nurturing energy as a friend or a lover. Yeah, this third party could have been trying to dig up dirt or create dirt to force their way. They could have been coming up with schemes or games or any kind of mudslinging to cause them to follow their intuition, to move away from the connection and mourn it by going through their dark night of soul, looking within and going through their emotional winter. Yeah, steals ideas, copy works, duplicates. And it could have been mimicking this person to try and mimic their energy and be what you thought they wanted, this other party. Thief, yeah. It's like, this could involve, money loss, energy loss, trying to just, mimic this person's identity, like what their habits, their mannerisms, their personality, in order to be what they thought you were looking for in a partner, like this third party. That's good. Okay, we'll add in elemental empath, which is all about looking within. Split the deck like this. Choice. Yes, they had to make a choice to walk away, to choose themselves, to put up boundaries. Examine their mindset. Create reality, work with subconscious, befriend mind. Yeah, learn how to befriend themselves. And manifest a new mindset, a new reality. With confidence, and take up space, love yourself, learn how to love themselves. That's and learn how to find their own worth and see their own worth without needing external validation from anyone else. Empath, and they're kind of coming into their own as like accepting that their kind, nurturing nature is who they are, and their empathic nature is who they are, but they do have to protect that by holding boundaries. But they're based on the energy I was getting before I started, they're in a new sense of confidence, protecting their feminine side with like a masculine assertiveness, right? Okay, I think I will end with a few of my homemade deck. What this person would say to you if they had the chance, what they're thinking. What is this person thinking towards the collective? I am my own hero. Yes, they've come into their own, right? They've come into their Empress energy. I deserve to be the first and only option. That fits right in with third parties messing with this connection, perhaps feeling they were made to feel like they were a second choice, a backup choice, not good enough. And that speaks to like attachment issues that they have looked into within themselves, and perhaps the collective, you the viewer, are realizing the need to look at within yourself as well. Why didn't you defend me against the third party? Oh my God, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Alright, so these could be food for thought going forward when it comes to addressing your own issues, examining yourself, going through your own emotional winter, your own dark night of the soul, in order to find confidence and empathy and choose a new mindset, right? Maybe some moonology to close out for the collective going forward. Okay. Communication is key. Okay, this is food for thought on how to communicate, not how to control the situation, of course, but how to communicate with honesty, like open and honest, heartfelt communication in order to reestablish trust. Like, why didn't you defend me? Answer these questions. Are they your first and only option? Is this something that resonates? Like, that they would feel this way? Why didn't you defend me against the third party? Whether or not you did or didn't, that could be resonating with you, as that's probably how they feel about a situation that happened. And don't make up excuses. Just look at that within yourself. Examine your behaviors, your own behaviors, your own patterns, and communicate with yourself in order to establish trust and confidence in yourself, a new mindset within yourself, in a balance within yourself, just as they have done. Asleep and awake, right? A couple more. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah. Full moon in Sagittarius, new moon in Gemini. This is like the bigger picture. This is red, color of the base chakra, which is fears and ground, like your earthly living, your 3D living, everyday concerns, your mundane concerns. What's the bigger picture? Like your ego, basically, your sleep ego, your everyday life, the non-spiritual life. Is there anything your ego leads you to do? Any cycles that your ego keeps you trapped in? Any inner wounds that keep you sabotaging good connections, or feeling clingy onto unhealthy connections for you? Things like that. And that may be something you need to examine. What do you need to release? Yes, they came to the point of releasing, seeing what they needed to let go of and walk away from and hold boundaries against in order to come into their Empress energy. Communication, looking at the bigger picture. Like communication, yeah, as I said, I'm getting that this is less about communicating with this person than about digging in deep within yourself and balancing out your two sides, looking in for the wounds that need to be unearthed, exposed, and healed with emotional processing. That's the bigger picture, which is your sense of balance. And that starts with figuring out what you need to release. Habits, connections, people, places, things, jobs, situations that no longer serve your greatest and highest good, and you feel that like you may be clinging to it out of habit, out of comfort, and you feel that like a cognitive dissonance growing louder within your mind and heart and gut. Waning moon, yeah. There's a season of your life that's coming to a close, and that may be something you need to accept within yourself, and follow that intuition that's calling you. And that may lead you to a new cycle in life, which may or may not lead to reconnect with this person. But the important thing is to find validation within yourself, follow their example, right? And be able to answer these questions honestly to yourself, at least, if you were ever able to communicate honestly with them in order and reestablish trust. Okay. If you have made it this far into the reading, please drop a heart in the comments, click like, subscribe to the channel. I hope that this has helped someone out there today. I will see you next time.